Ay, 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 girlfriend. Cheers.
Cheers. Yummers.
Alex made us some spicy peach margaritas. An ode to the color of our sunset last night.
Look at it glow.
Isn't that pretty? And speaking of our sunset last night, it's set at
12:09.
ridiculous.
And it rose at 3:20.
Yeah. And in that time, it doesn't actually get dark either. It's never pitch black. It's still kind of daylight.
We were up at what, 12:30ish, and it was like 8 or 8:30 p.m. in the summer.
That's crazy.
Not dark.
Speaking of sleeping, dog beds, we moved up a couple of nights ago. How's that been going?
They've got us trained well.
Pretty much. Here's what we've done with the dog beds. So there's one over there. This is a big dog bed. Now that we know that they'll stay up here fine, we'll probably switch over to get a smaller one like this one. Both dogs fit on this one. It's just, that's what size I had to get for the truck. This is this fur blanket usually goes on the dog beds before bedtime, but they've been running around in the river, getting wet and sandy. Oh, and see, she shakes up the whole bed. But this blanket keeps the bed dry, at least while they're doing that. And of course, she prefers to not sleep on the dog bed, but we make her sleep on it during the nighttime. Alex had a full work day. I did some training on the video editing software so that I can actually do it on the computer instead of the phone. So hopefully I've learned some things and can get them done a little bit faster, because trying to do it on the phone is really difficult.
It's hard work. You probably don't know this, but she spends 3 hours a night working on these things, and we could spend 3 more easy.
Yeah.
We just have to cut it off. You can just keep going.
Yeah. I have a lot of fun doing it, but it's hard.
Well, you don't realize what time it is, and it's midnight.
Yeah, and it's still bright. We both played around taking pictures and videos today, trying to figure out how to get the mountains to look as big as they do in person.
Yeah, sitting here, they're just giant. They're like half the sky. On the phone, like I can see in the video screen right there, it
doesn't look like anything.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
So we were playing with some telephoto compression techniques where we were like 200-300 feet away from the phone and put it on like super zoom. Seems to work. So kind of cool stuff.
Yeah. I went on a couple of walks around. I took Otis out once. He came back limping, so now he's on the injury reserve list.
Where'd he go?
He's over here laying in the hot sand. Then I took Zoe out a couple of times. It's just a big river floodplain, so you can just walk anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah, big doesn't really cut it. Where I'm looking right now is 300 yards and probably 3 times that behind us. And there's just a tiny little river going through it right now, but you can see, I went for a run, I did a couple of miles here, and you can see just the flooding that would rip through here in the spring and just fill this whole valley. It'd be really impressive, just like the other places we've seen.
Totally.
We got to come back in the spring.
I know.
I want to see this.
Spring break Alaska!
Spring break Alaska! Bring your woolies.
Bring what?
Your woolies.
Oh. While I was out on my walks, I collected some cool rocks. I don't know if he's seen my rock collection yet on the back of the camera.
I saw a cairn stacked up on the back.
They're so cool.
There are some unique rocks here, but she's quite the rock hound. She can't bring them home. I'm not going to let her bring these either. Camper's too heavy. We'll break.
They're so pretty.
They are cool. Maybe these little baby ones you can bring home. You wouldn't know it right now because it's beautiful and sunny out, but it's been cloudy for 2 days, very minimal sun. Even though we left the last camp and we drove just a couple of hours, we left last camp at 100% battery. what we failed to do was turn the fridge from AC to propane. And boy, does that suck the batteries down. Just in 2 hours, you know, it charged up some while we were driving, but in 2 hours getting here, we were at like 60%. It's charging back up now. We had to run the generator. I think long term, if somebody really wanted to do this, they would need more solar. But I think a DC to DC charger is probably the best option. Because right now we're only charging at a couple of amps from the truck, and we could be charging at 30. In 2 hours, that would have filled half a battery probably or more. It would have been significant. And they're not that much money to put in, so that might be in the next option rather than a whole bunch more panels. That actually charges. Where solar, you just never quite know. And if we have good days like this, the 400 watts of solar we have is great. It charges the batteries up, and we can run Starlink and all the batteries and pretty much do whatever we want. It's just when there's no sun where you make a dumb mistake, it drains it pretty fast. But in general, you know, for a guy trying to travel, or a couple trying to travel, and we're fairly large power users. And 400 watts of solar and 280 amp hours of battery is doing pretty decent.
Yeah.
So I think we learned on our last trip, and there's not a lot more we need to do to get good. Lithium batteries are amazing. You can run them right down to nothing, and just don't worry about it. You're at 50%, who cares? You'll be at 20 in the morning and it'll come right back up, or you can charge it and you don't have to worry about damaging it like a regular battery. So I would highly recommend that to anyone. I know we have quite a few subscribers that are not family and friends who are interested in this sort of thing, coming from the Arctic Fox group and a few other groups that have commented and so forth. So thanks for being here, A, and B, we'll throw in some content for you.
He will.
I will. That's the stuff I'm interested in. Going to be a lot more adventure coming up. Got some time off of work, and we're going to go find some cool stuff to do, and it might be some really cool videos, we hope. So stay tuned. See you soon. Peace.